Hello and welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. Today is the predictions episode for Game Week 21. Yep, just a day's break between Game Week 20 and 21 is really hectic right now in the Premier League, but we're not complaining. We love football. I have with me my co-host, Mr. Braziz. How are you doing?
Good, man. Looking forward to the weekend.
Oh, this is a big weekend for both of us. It's a big weekend. Arsenal playing United. We'll get to that. But yeah, man, it's just it's a good thing if your team loses quickly. You can recover from that and look forward to another game. But
True.
at the same time, yeah, I mean, just hope the games continue and there's not too many injuries. We've seen a few injuries here and there. But yeah, let's see how it goes. You ready for this week's predictions?
Let's go, boy.
Let's go. So first game is Everton versus Newcastle. Everton drew at the weekend versus Newcastle. Poor slump of form. Your thoughts on this game and your prediction?
Yeah, it's Newcastle. I think are starting to get into the category of relegation. Unfortunately, I think that they will now be contenders of relegation because the likes of Fulham, West Brom, kind of starting to pick up some points here and there, and Newcastle's really been struggling. So I think that it's going to be tricky. It's a matter. I think it's a matter of time before Mr. Steve Bruce also probably sees the sack. Unfortunately, that's kind of how it rolls in the Premier League with football managers. And I expect that to happen because I don't think that the Newcastle board is also very lenient with their managers. We've seen in the past some of these guys get sacked and stuff. So I'm expecting something like that to happen, and that's probably when we'll probably see a bounce. But as of right now, with the defensive style that Newcastle's portraying, I don't think that they have what it takes. And I think Carlo Ancelotti is too experienced to let that kind of hamper him. I think they'll win 2-1.
2-1 for
Win 2-1. Yeah.
2-1 for Everton. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Newcastle did that style is okay, but you need to look at take Burnley for an example. You probably need to have the players who can soak in that pressure, which right now doesn't look like Newcastle have that. But yeah, I'm going with a 2-0 Everton win. It'll be interesting to see Calvert-Lewin coming back from injury slowly. He was a bit out of form before his injury, and now again, slowly coming back. So it'll be interesting to see if he can catch that form with the likes of Rodriguez behind him, even Sigurdsson to a certain extent. If he can catch that form, Everton will look good again. They look threatening to other teams. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But I'm going 2-0 Everton.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the next game, Crystal Palace versus Wolves. Wolves will take that point against Chelsea any day of the week. They're coming against the Crystal Palace side who lost against West Ham. So your thoughts on this game?
I think this is an interesting game because I think both. I haven't really figured out what to make of Wolves this season. They've kind of I think they've been jaded because of the Europa stint and stuff like that. So I haven't really figured it out. Like last season, you knew that Wolves were giving you something like that. But I think
and there's a lot of players out, right? Like a few transferred and a few injuries as well.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. So it's been a little bit tricky with them. You don't know what to expect. I mean, the kind of if the proper Wolves side shows up, it's an easy win for Wolves. But I think if they are a little bit lackluster, that like we've seen in the past, then it's going to be a tricky game because I think Crystal Palace are set up pretty decently, and I think there is always the threat with Zaha. So I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think it'll end up 1-1.
You're going 1-1. Crystal Palace Wolves. I have the same prediction. I'm going 1-1 as well. I completely agree with you. I think you've seen with Zaha, Crystal Palace have that attacking threat. He scored, but then the problem is they have defensive frailties. They keep conceding at the back, so they need to really fix that. Attacking wise, they're a good team to watch. Like especially when Zaha's on song, he links up with Benteke. We saw that in the last game. But yes, like you said, I think they need to work on their defensive duties for sure. So I'm going 1-0 as well. Sorry about that, but Man City versus Sheffield. I hope you don't change my mind about this game again, talking about the United and all that.
That must have been disappointing.
But yeah, your thoughts on this game? Sheffield coming off a very, very impressive win against the previous table toppers, Manchester United. Now they're coming up with the current table toppers, but this is going to be a different kind of challenge.
I mean, they're actually playing the side in Manchester that matters.
I knew that was coming.
But,
the side that matters. I thought you were going to say the better side or something. I take that. What do you mean the side that matters?
The side that matters. The red
Ouch.
side of Manchester. You've been doing this to me for
Fair
a long
enough.
time, so I kind of got to back at you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But the better, of course, the better, the matter, everything, all of that. But I mean, man, I think Sheffield will take the 3 points any day of the week. I think United just look tired, and that's kind of unfortunate. But
It's very unfortunate for me.
yeah, that was a terrible way to lose your winning streak. That was going for a few games, and to lose to the 20th position team, that was just heartbreaking. But I mean, I was happy, but I feel bad for you. This is a completely different challenge. This is a city side that's just looked so menacing over the past month or so. They're just gonna run riot on the Sheffield side. I think whatever confidence they've gained in the midweek, I think it's just gonna wipe away in the weekend.
Yeah.
I think 4-0 to City.
4-0 City, and it's relentless stuff from City. It's without Kevin De Bruyne, they keep attacking. I think they found that mojo. I was actually surprised because in between we saw them losing games here and there. They were struggling to score goals. I think with Kevin De Bruyne, I thought they would really struggle to create, but Gundogan stepped up, Raheem Sterling stepped up. Cancelo, I think, has been their best player this season.
Absolutely.
The amount of touches he has defensively has the same amount of touches on the oppositions have. So I think
he's a running machine, man.
Yeah, I think he's been, for me, like the player of the season so far. So yeah, I think City will win as well. I don't think you can. I'm gonna change my mind on this. I'm going 6-0.
Big call there.
I'll tell you. Look, I wanted to go 5-0 last week. I think I said it on there. So like but they've done that now. So 4-0 is done. 5-0 is done. It's time for 6-0, bro. 6-0 City. And then moving on to the next game, our other co-host would have loved talking about this game. West Brom versus Fulham. West Brom versus Fulham.
Speedy recovery to Zoe. We'll miss you on this one, but I kind of figured something out about this West Brom team. It's a typical Sam Allardyce team, right? When they play a bigger team, I think what Big Sam just tells them, go and chill, enjoy themselves, whatever. That's why the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Liverpool are beating them 4-0, 5-0. City, I think last week beat them 5-0 as well. So,
Liverpool struggled against them.
Liverpool struggled against them, but like over the past, I think that was before Big Sam though. So I don't remember if I'm exactly correct about that. But in the past 3 or 4 weeks, he was there. Okay. Yeah. But I think in the past 3 weeks, we've seen Arsenal beat them 4-1, I think, and City, of course, annihilated them 5-0 last week. But I think that when they play the bigger teams, I think he just has them go chill, whatever, But when he plays the relegation battle teams, the likes of Fulham, the likes of Newcastle, the likes of Sheffield, that's where, and I think if I'm not wrong, West Brom plays Sheffield next. So I think these are 6 huge points that Big Sam is probably looking at in terms of saving him from the drop, right? And that's why this is going to be a huge win. That's why I'm going to give a 1-0 to West Brom on this one.
Bro, you always convince me about West Brom for some reason. Last time you said the Arsenal was a blip with that 4-1 and, it's not going to happen with it. But I think what you said right now is a really good, what do you call it? A very good discovery, like the analysis.
I've just noticed that about Big Sam even in the past, like in the few seasons before as well. I think I don't remember which team it was, but it was a team that
you have some soft spot though for him. You're backing him against City, bro.
Dude, I love Big Sam. I think that the kind of I would never want him as an Arsenal manager. Hopefully that never comes to those days. But just as a guy who kind of always, if every single time comes through, saves the team from a drop. It's just quite nice to see.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Some really good points there, but I'm not going to get swayed this time. I'm going to be a bit more stable. I'll probably go 0-0. I should be going for a Fulham win, but you swayed me a bit. Let's see. I think, I'll go with the 0-0. I think both teams have a stubborn defense. They can be stubborn if they need to. Not necessarily every game, but... I'm backing to Fulham to win this, but I'll just go with the 0-0 draw just because of that Big Sam talk you just gave me. But next week, if this doesn't work out next week, I'm not going to listen to all this Big Sam stuff. But 0-0, West Brom. Now the next game, Arsenal versus Manchester United. I
want to hear your prediction before I say mine for a change.
Okay, so one thing is at least that ending streak is out of the way. A bit less pressure as a fan, actually. Going into the Arsenal game with a win, there would have been more pressure. I don't know. I'm just, in my opinion, I can't speak for everybody. I would think that there's a lot of expectations. Top of the table, you have to win everything. Yeah. But after that Sheffield loss, there's cracks in this United team. They can lose, so there's less expectations, less pressure. But I think this Arsenal team is a bogey side. If you ask me, I don't know why, but this season, generally, I'd love to play Arsenal. Whether it be Emirates, Old Trafford, Wembley, in Mumbai, in Lahore, anywhere you want, I don't mind playing Arsenal. But this season, I think since last year, but this season in particular, I think they're a bit hard. For United, they're going to be a challenge. I think with Thomas Partey there, especially, he's playing. Yeah, with Thomas Partey there, and then Aubameyang always a threat. He scored a penalty last time. They have defensively he sets them well against United. United are not the greatest team in terms of creating relentless pressure. They have individual brilliance, like Pogba, Bruno. They rely on that. They don't really have like a set pattern. It depends, if they play City or Liverpool, there's a counter-attacking thing. But I think with Arsenal, they can't really play counter-attack, right? So I think it's going to be a difficult game for United. And to be very honest with you, I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going 1-1. I know that I would have normally gone with a win, even if I don't think they're going to win. But I just feel that this is going to be a difficult game for United. I'm not trying to think you can banter me as much as you want if Arsenal thing. I'm not trying to be like that. I generally feel.
Oh, trust me, I will.
Yeah. I'm willing to take it. It's not that. I generally feel that Arsenal is like a bogey team for United. But if United win, then that's close your phone.
I will. Yeah, you made some good points. I think United just looks very tired at this moment in time. I think that they haven't been able to rotate their squad a little bit. I think even in the FA Cup tie that they had to play a strong Liverpool side, so they couldn't make too many changes over there. On Wednesday when they played Sheffield, I just thought that they looked really, really tired. It's lucky for Arsenal that they got an extra day's break, because they played on Tuesday, so they had an extra day's break. So that rejuvenates them a little bit, and they're coming off of a decent run with some of the players coming back who probably haven't been playing as much as some of the United guys have been playing. So I think on the basis of that, I think that Arsenal just looks a tad bit fresher. I think they'll win 3-1.
Oh, going 3-1, eh? 3-1 for Arsenal. But one thing I actually want to tell you about that tired thing, I honestly feel that he did rotate the squad. Like Bruno, I've been very critical about Ole in terms of that, but I think he's learning a bit in terms of that. I still feel tactically there's a lot to improve, but I also feel that if you look at the trend, United have been relying a bit on individual brilliance. They've played some good games, but they've won 1-0, 2-1. They haven't finished off games. They haven't been like a thing. Yeah. And this kind of game was bound to happen. Like luck not going your way, and like goals not going in. There's a goal ruled out in the first half, I think. So it's bound to happen if you're not going to be winning 3-4-0, if you're not going to be relentlessly attacking. Just I think also in terms of play, they should be a bit more open to using the wings as well, and you having different 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 patterns of play. I think they're relying a bit. You saw against Liverpool what happened. Individual brilliance won them the game. Not to say that they didn't play well. I think they played better than Liverpool in that game. Just what they did, but it was the individual brilliance. Against Burnley was Pogba. Against who was it? It was Pogba again. When he scored that volley, I forgot, I can't remember, but he scored a couple of goals in this winning period.
Brighton.
Yeah, I think so. So I think that's what it is with United. It's been individual brilliance. I would like to see a bit more collective effort, a bit more nice football, but let's see how it goes. I think if they can win here, it'll give them a lot of confidence, because to come back after that and win against Arsenal away from home, it'll give them a lot of confidence. But yeah, let's see how it goes, man.
Yeah, fair enough. I think you have some.
It'll open up the top four if Arsenal win.
That's the thing. I just, at this moment in time, I'm just looking at maybe, giving a late push for the top four. If you don't end up getting it, that's fine. But I think that this is a critical game to beat one of the guys ahead of us. And so that United loses some points and we can kind of bring that gap down to 7 points, which is not a lot with 17 games after that left, So sometimes, you just need to lose 1 or 2 and we need to win 1 or 2 and suddenly things, change drastically. So I'm starting to get excited about that top 4 push. You never know. Of course, it's still, I think that we're the most unlikely team to make it, because we're still sitting on ninth spot, and with Chelsea kind of bringing in Tuchel now, I think that's they're gonna be challenging for it as well. It's gonna be very, very interesting. I think it's gonna go down to the last day. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see. But I think in this point in time, I think 3-1 to Arsenal will really give them the confidence to go make that late push.
Yeah, I think some really good and bad points there, depending on which way you
Who
look
you
at it.
support?
Yeah, who you support. But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. In some aspects, it'll be a very interesting game. And I'm to be honest, this is a kind of team probably not the ideal time to face Arsenal for United, but you never know. If Pogba has a game, Bruno hasn't had a great game in a while. So if he
Yeah.
can step it up, I
Yeah,
think
I
he needs
mean,
to step it up. So that's what it
you
is.
know, honestly, Arsenal could lose this game on individual brilliance for sure. Like you've been mentioning that, I think that you have a fair point over there. I think in terms of if let's say Bruno just goes wild and just has like this kind of a baller game, and then Rashford can actually finish those, make after getting into those positions, if he can actually finish, that would really like knock Arsenal out, I think, at that moment in time. But I think if they're struggling a little bit here and there, I think Arsenal can really break them, I think.
Yeah,
If
no.
they play, if they play anything like they play against Sheffield, I think that 3-1 is a little bit of a slower scoreline. I'm just messing with you. I'm
Yeah,
just
I mean
messing with you.
that was a very poor game. It wasn't like they were unlucky or anything like that. That was a very poor
It was
game.
just it was just like how Spurs were today, or how like it was just. I think it's because of the number of games that have been coming thick and fast. It's
But
got
that's
into a
been for
lot of the
everybody
teams.
though. Yeah, it's been with
That's why
everybody.
that's why everyone's having these phases where they're looking really poor. Like
Yeah,
Liverpool's kind of coming out of it now. Chelsea is looking really in that phase right
I
now.
agree. Yeah,
Arsenal went through that and now are starting to look a little better. City
yeah.
also in the first part of the season, I think the first 8-10 games they looked really poor, and then suddenly
But
they
the
picked it up really
first
hard.
team to start was United, and then now I think it's round two. But United were like 14th or 15th in the beginning of the
Yeah,
season. So,
yeah,
but yeah, let's see how that goes. It's going to be an exciting game. We're going to be in constant touch. Hopefully,
of
uh,
course.
hopefully you get to see an entertaining game. I think this fixture over the years I think since the early 2000s, it's been a great
Yeah,
fixture
of
to watch.
course.
So
Pizzagate, bro, Pizzagate.
yeah, it's gonna. I'm hoping for like a nice, plenty of goals.
A nice feisty challenge would be fun.
Yeah, nice feisty challenge. A bit of banter as well won't harm anybody on the pitch, but let's see how that goes. Yeah, I'm going 1-0. You're going 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think Zohair's predictions will be
Definitely
very,
picking a United win.
yeah,
He's definitely picking a United win.
those will be interesting. But yeah, can't wait for that game. And then moving on to the next game, Southampton versus Aston Villa. Well, Aston Villa shocked by Burnley. I'm not shocked. Like Burnley has been really good, but you expect Villa with the form they're in, with the players they have, to have beaten them. Now they're coming up against another tricky team. It's a tricky fixture for them. Southampton at home. Southampton, yeah, they've been hot and cold, but then they lost to Arsenal, but they also beat them in the FA Cup. So they're not a straightforward team to play. So your thoughts on this game?
I think the way the season has gone, Southampton is just that kind of team is again somewhat like Wolves, the kind of team that shows up if they come out organs blazing, they can be a difficult challenge for any team. But it's just a matter of which kind of team shows up. Sometimes they have like these individual errors, or just the team really not performing as such. I have a feeling this will be an interesting game because I think Aston Villa has been looking good, but at the same time, I think Southampton is not looking poor as well. It's going to be an entertaining game. I think it's going to end 2-2.
Oof, you're going 2-2 Southampton Villa. I'm going 2-1 Villa.
Uh-huh.
I just feel that Grealish is the baller,
wow.
man.
Okay.
I just feel I always say this:
Yeah.
Grealish is the baller, and he scored that goal. I think it'll give him a lot of confidence, and I think that Burnley game will really upset them, and I think they'll come back strong. But at the same time, this is not going to be, like I said, it's not going to be easy fixture. Southampton have their days, like you've mentioned. They've been very impressive this season. So let's see how it goes. I think you've gone with the more realistic. I think draw could happen because both teams are evenly matched, but I just feel Aston Villa have a small bit of advantage, slight advantage.
Yeah, I just remembered that you went for a 0-0 against West Brom Fulham. That's why no Mitrovic came through. But Mitrovic and Grealish are your boys, I think.
Yeah, Mitrovic is gone since I've taken his name. He doesn't even start or anything. I don't know what happened to him, man. Since I took his name,
him, bro.
Yeah, I realized once I just took his name. The fourth time I took his name, he didn't even start the game before. So I'm like, I need to stop taking his name. Like people think like something. So, but yeah, I think let's see what happens. But Grealish scored, so watch out for that. And he's been creating a lot of chances, man. It's just that sometimes they don't get finished. So I hope it doesn't get injured or anything by like me hyping him. But let's see how that goes. 2-1 Villa, and you're going 2-all.
Yeah.
And then moving on to your favorite team, Chelsea versus Burnley. Man, this is like probably the toughest fixture for Chelsea.
Yeah,
no one wants to play Burnley, man. No one wants to play Burnley. It's not like, they can beat you, but it's just they're so tough. It's such a tough team. You need to really like grind it out. So your thoughts on this game? Tuchel only had 24 hours. He took over. It was a draw against Wolves. It's going to be another situation where like it's going to be a tough defense to break down. So your thoughts on this game?
Oh man, Burnley, man. I mean, whatever you said about them is less, because they're looking like the side that they were looking 2 years ago. I even mentioned in the last week as well when we did the pod. I think that Sean Dykes has really gotten them going, and it's like one of those well-oiled machines. Like everything is now starting to fall in place, and like the car is running really smoothly, and they'll be very happy. And they're coming off of a lot of confidence. That win against Villa, they beat Liverpool, so they're looking like they're ready for any kind of challenge, and Chelsea is struggling. I mean, this is probably the ideal time to kind of play Chelsea with the new manager trying to bring in his tactics, get Chelsea out of the way, and then they can worry about some of the other games. It's going to be an interesting game, but I think that Tuchel has now gotten a couple of trainings behind him and stuff like that.
It's still harsh, man, on him. It's still harsh on him.
It's still incredibly hard, but I'm going to give him a little bit of benefit away. I'm going to give a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. To be honest with you, like for me, Burnley, I love watching this kind of football. People say, defensive football is boring, this and that. Listen, you take what you get. They have limited resources. They're making the most of it. They're making it hard for opposition to beat them. And then when they have the chance, they're taking it. They're winning games as well. They beat Liverpool, like you said. So I actually love this kind of football. I know it's like not like your tiki-taka stuff. It's not like a thing, but these are hard grinding wins. And I like watching it. To be honest, defense is a side of football as well. It's just not about attack. So but yeah, I really it's not the most probably pleasant thing to watch, but I enjoy it. So I'm going with a bit more harsher than you, 1-0 Burnley, man.
Interesting.
But I want to see Tuchel start Werner. I think the guy's talented, and I think slowly he needs to start starting him, getting him that confidence back, because they have that German connection as well. So I'm sure they've been talking behind the scenes, but I just feel that you need a striker to get going. Once he can get you those couple of goals here and that, he can help you carry that team. The team will automatically find their place. The likes of Havertz will start finding that ball down the middle. Pulisic as well. So I think he needs to get. I think Werner is the best striker, to be honest with you. Even though Giroud is also really good, Abraham shown in glimpses, but they need to get their best striker on the pitch, and he needs to start scoring. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
it's easier said than done, but yeah. So I'm going 1-0 Burnley. You're going 1-1. Chelsea fans look away for now, but let's see how that goes. Leicester City versus Leeds United. Leicester with a point. I think they played really well without Vardy. They played really well, but they just didn't take the chances. It showed that they did miss Vardy, and defensively they just leaked a goal there. And they were over attacking at times against Everton, and they just got caught. So your thoughts on this game? Leeds have been grinding out some wins. Bamford is not in that goal scoring form that we saw in the beginning of the season. So your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I think this is again going to be an entertaining game. I think both these teams like to go all out attack, and that's going to be a fun encounter between these two. I just think that both of them have now started to. Leicester's looking good, no doubt about that, but they are missing Vardy. And Leeds are now. I think they have to be realistic about the chances. I think that they want to probably finish like if they want to finish in the top half of the bottom side of the table. I think that they need to start pick and choose which games they want to make those points at and stuff like that. So I think it's a matter of now figuring out what they want to do and how they want to finish maybe 11th, 12th is probably be realistic. I think when they kind of came on the first burst into the scene, they were saying the top half. I think that's getting harder because some of the talent wise, I think some of these teams are looking better than Leeds at this moment in time. But of course, Leeds is never to be taken lightly. I think this is going to be a difficult challenge for them. I think Leicester will win this 2-1.
I have the same result, 2-1 Leicester.
Oh, wow.
Whatever you said, I agree with completely, and hence the same result. Leicester 2-1. Moving on to the next game, West Ham versus Liverpool. Liverpool are finding their feet now finally after a long dry spell, no wins. They've got a win against Spurs. It'll give them a lot of confidence. We saw, I think Mane was unbelievable in that game. Salah as well in glimpses was really good. Alexander-Arnold now finding his feet. So Liverpool looking really good, but they're up against a tough West Ham team, man. This West Ham team has been the team to beat, I think, in the last couple of months. They've not made it easy for opposition, and Souček has impressed me a lot. And Antonio's now back, and he's been scoring goals. So it's not going to be that easy for Liverpool. Your thoughts on this game?
Listen, Liverpool's actually going to have to play very well to win this game. It's not going to be like it was today. That was a simple win for them today against a poor United, Tottenham Hotspurs, the
United, eh?
pretentious, the pretenders of forever. These guys, these guys in London. It's just, anyway, I'm getting carried away. but but you're right. I think this is going to be a stern test for Liverpool, and I think that they will continue to need to win if they want to keep that pressure up on City, because City is playing Sheffield, and they would have already played on Saturday, and they probably would have beaten them really badly. So I think that they would go up a few points. So I think if Liverpool wants to maintain that pressure, I think they need to win this game, and this is going to be one of the harder games that they'll have to go through in the remaining, I think, 17 games left. This is probably going to be one of the harder games for sure. So this is going to be an interesting game. I want to see how they come up against a team that has been very well coached by David Moyes, and they've been hard to break into. They've been defensively good, and they've been taking their chances moving forward as well. I kind of felt bad for Antonio. He was incredible. I mean, he hit the post a couple of times, I think, and he missed a couple of chances. But I think that's only a matter of time before he starts banging in those goals. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to go for him to score one goal, but I'm going to go for a Liverpool 2-1 win.
You're going Liverpool 2-1. Flip that for me. I'm going 2-1 West Ham. Come on, you Hammers. I think, to be honest with you, this Liverpool side, they're still amazing, man. Despite the injuries and everything like that, they're still amazing. The rub of the green didn't go their way. They missed a lot of chances. They missed a lot of chances against the West Brom, against Fulham, and that's what they had to pay for. They could have easily won those games, and right now they would be top of the table. So I think they can still come back, because if they can miss chances, I think City can as well. So they can still come back. You know me, I'm gonna go with the other team, and I like West Ham. I think they've been playing really well, and like you said, some players in form. Antonio as well was unlucky. If Liverpool defense won't be too comfortable handling him. I feel someone like an Antonio, and then they have a Souček who comes, and he's like I think Mourinho mentioned it. Anas was telling me, Mourinho mentioned that what's his name? Souček is the new Fellaini for Moyes. So I think So it'll be interesting. This game, I think, will be a really good game. It won't be easy for Liverpool. If they can win this, it shows that they're well and truly alive in this race. Because it's not going to be, and a loss will definitely hamper the chances, but let's see how that goes. I'm going 2-1 West Ham, you're going 2-1 Liverpool. And the last game of the game week, Brighton versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an easy game for Brighton. I think that they'll comfortably make this a draw 1-1. I'm just being realistic, because I have to be.
You said it's going to be easy, and then you said draw.
Yeah, but I was just going to say, and then I realized that I put them down as a draw, because I have to start thinking about the points on the table there for me also, versus only for Spurs, because but at the same time, I just can't predict them to win a game. It's just unfortunate. It is the way it is. If I lose on the basis of only that, I'll take it. I'd much rather lose on those bases than let go of my ego and give.
I honestly thought you were going to go with the Spurs loss, because the thing is, one thing is they're going to miss Harry Kane. That's going to be a big blow for them. Yeah. I think Son will have to step.
I'm going to change this.
No, it's okay. You have to change it.
No, I think I don't know why I gave them a draw. Screw that. 1-0 Brighton.
But if it's a draw, you're gonna blame me, man. Just keep it.
But that's fine. It's up. Then
it will be even.
We've influenced each other in the past. It's fair.
So what I was saying, actually, Kane will be a massive blow. I think in these kind of games, he's been scoring goals. Against these kind of oppositions, he's been scoring goals. Even today, he gave an assist to Son. It didn't go through, but he steps up for Tottenham. He'll be a big miss. I think even Son, it'll be very interesting to see how he adapts. Without Kane under this Mourinho system, because normally they link up and he scores. Without Kane, how is he going to play? How is he going to score? Who is he going to assist to? So it'll be interesting to see. Having said that, I think the Tottenham side still have some players there. I think Gareth Bale will now, you'll see him more. They have some really good players. So I'm going with a 2-1 Spurs win, but it's not going to be easy. Like you said, I'm a closet Spurs fan, so I'd go Spurs. But that Harry Kane thing changed your mind very quickly.
Yeah, I agree. I actually kind of thought about that, and I still felt like I have to start thinking of how I can start challenging Zoe, because he's a few points ahead of me, and I start thinking about that as well. So it's like 7-8 I think points now ahead of me. So I need him to have a terrible week, and I need to have me. I need me to.
You almost had that if it wasn't for the last game.
Yeah, man. He's so lucky
So
sometimes.
just to wrap up the episode, we can just go with that. Zoe got 6 points. He could have got 3, but he got the Spurs and
The
Liverpool.
Liverpool game.
Yeah, exactly correct. So he got 6 points. I got 5 points. Ashish got 2 points. You were the leader this week, 8 points.
Of the week.
Yeah. So the points table, Zoe leads 95. I'm 84. You're 82. Ashish 70. So it's still neck and neck. There's still a long way to go. We're just halfway through, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And really, we're looking forward to these games, especially the United Arsenal game or Arsenal United game at the Emirates. And 100%. I'll catch you for that player ratings episode.
Oh, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Hopefully in my favor, so that I can really.
It has already been your favorite this year, this season. Let it be our favorite.
No, I think let's let it be my side of the coin at this moment in time.
Any last thoughts?
No, man. I think I'm excited but nervous at the same time. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, like I said, I would have been nervous if they beat Sheffield, and the expectation now, you've seen what happened against Sheffield, so not nervous. Hoping for an exciting game. That's all I can say. And a win will always be amazing. If not, let's see how it goes. We'll face the banter.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
All right, man. Take care. Enjoy all the games, and I'll catch you after that.
Yep. Take care.